Hello everyone, welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well and welcome to the player ratings for Manchester City against Arsenal. And yeah, we lost again. We lost 3-0 again away to Man City, and it's becoming such a disaster class every single time we have to travel to Man City, Liverpool. But to be fair, we've actually had a disaster class against any top 6 club for the last 10 years straight. Like, we never have good days. So let me just start with the lineup. The lineup was quite a surprise. Len, of course, you expected him. There was a back four of Bellerin, Mustafi, Mahrez, and Tierney. I expected Bellerin to start, expected Tierney to start, expected Mahrez to start, but I wasn't sure about Mustafi, Socrates, David Luiz. We are really going to come back to David Luiz soon. In the middle, we had Xhaka and Guendouzi. Another surprise. I thought maybe Torreira would be fit or Ceballos would start there. In front of them, there was Saka, Nketiah, and Willock. Again, really many surprises there. And then up front, we had Aubameyang and Nketiah. They were switching here and there. So that was the starting lineup. For me here, we had like 4, 5, 6 surprises. I didn't expect Willock to start. I didn't expect Nketiah to start. I didn't expect Guendouzi to start, Mustafi to start. But we were actually playing really well for the first 45 minutes, but the injuries, every single time with Arsenal, the injuries. I actually really do need to ask, what was the purpose of the games that we actually played against Brentford and Charlton? The players, for me, looked unfit. Almost half of the team. Okay, the whole game was kind of slow, but why do our players keep on going down with injuries every now and then? Already Torreira wasn't there. Already Cedric wasn't there. Socrates wasn't there. Ozil wasn't there. Ozil, I think, it's just a tactical thing, but the others, they're all out with injuries. And then we lose Xhaka within a few minutes, and then we lose Pablo within a few minutes. That is really sad. And the substitutions, what you need to know is that the Premier League now allows you 5 substitutions, and you can only bring those 5 substitutions. You're given 3 slots to bring them on. So you can't just wait for the 90th minute and bring on one and then bring on another and then bring on another as time wastage. No, you have to bring those 5 substitutions in 3 different time zones, plus the halftime is not actually counted. So yeah, so every time we talk about how much we've missed football and then Arsenal plays, we are quickly reminded that we actually needed that break, because it's always disappointment. But anyway, let me just get into the player ratings and talk more about the players in the game. First, I'm going to talk about Leno. To be honest, Leno was our best player again, saving us again in the first half. It could have been something like 3-0 in the first 30 minutes. Sterling had a chance, I think 2 chances. The one he chipped over, another one was saved. De Bruyne, I think, had a chance. So they actually were creating chances. We never had a shot on target for the entire game, but City had like 15 to 16 shots. Leno saved us yet again, and I'm going to give him the highest rating here. I'm going to give him an 8. Next one is Bellerin. Good to have him back. I know many people want him. A lot of people want him sold, but yeah, for me, it was actually okay. He wasn't the worst player on the pitch for sure. So I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 5, because there are a couple of times that Mendy had so much space on the left, no one to cover him. So I'm going to give him a 5. I never even saw him going forward, so I don't know what's up there. The next rating is going to be for Mustafi. Him and Pablo played really well those first 20 minutes. They looked okay. They're passing here around here and there, and not many mistakes. But in the second half, that goal for Foden, he looked asleep. There's another time Sterling just passed him. Like, I don't know why our defenders are so awful. As in, we've been so awful defensively for like 10 years to 15 years straight. None of our defenders is actually good enough. None. Not even one of them. At least we can go to some teams and say, this one has one defender, can we add to this? But us, we don't have one good defender, and some of them are just really bad. So Mustafi, I'm going to give him a 4, because we ended up conceding 3 goals. Pablo I'm going to give him a 4. I thought he played well, but there was that foul. If he fouled, I think it was Sterling or Jesus, I don't remember. But we gave them a very dangerous free kick. That foul was unnecessary. Concentration. So I'll give Pablo a 4. The next one is Quarantine, another one I'm happy to have back. A couple of good passes. There's a couple of times he left his marker, and I thought he played well. Not Only a few times that he fell asleep against Sterling and Mahrez. So I'm going to give him a 5, to be fair. The next one is Xhaka. Not much to rate him. I'm going to give him a standard 5. Unfortunately, another injury. We didn't really need these injuries right now. Game after game. We have Brighton on Saturday. We have Southampton next week on Thursday. We have FA Cup games coming up against Sheffield away. We have so many tough away games coming up, and you clearly see how we perform away from home against these big teams. We still have to go to Sheffield in the FA Cup. We still have to go to Wolves. We still have to go to Tottenham. So it's not the best time, to be honest. It hasn't been the best time to support Arsenal. I just hope Arteta gets through this. The next one is Guendouzi. He was actually playing as our last midfielder. Surprisingly, I thought Xhaka would play in that position. But after Ceballos came on, Guendouzi was actually the last man. And I thought he didn't really get past that many times. Only a few times at De Bruyne. I think once that De Bruyne got so much space in the middle and I was so frustrated. So I'm going to give Guendouzi a 4. The next one is Willock. I didn't really see much of. I'm going to give him a 4. Surprised that he started. I thought he was going to come from the bench, but it looks like Arteta had an idea. He was trying to hold it for the first half and then bring on the big guns in the second half. But of course, that was ruined. The next one is Saka, who's playing on the right. Another surprise. We've always seen him at left back or left wing, so playing him on the right side. I don't know. There's a time he got through balls, but he had to turn back because he couldn't cross with his right. One time he attempted a cross with his right, but it was a poor cross. So I don't know. I'm going to give him a 5. The next one is Nketiah. Got one chance and really didn't get a lot of chances, to be fair. We had no shots on target. We didn't create anything. The first half was going so well. Maybe in the second half, we'd have brought on the likes of Pepe and Lacazette early on. But, well, I'm going to give Nketiah a 5. The next one is Aubameyang. I never saw Aubameyang for the entire game. He was playing on the left. He was playing in the middle as a number 10. I don't even know. As in, it looked out of place. He looked out of sorts. We didn't see him at all. I don't know if I'm being fair, but I'm going to give him a 3 because we never really saw him at all. But there wasn't any chances created, so I'm going to give him a 3. Not because he missed any chances, was a terrible player. No, because I just didn't see him. The next one, you're going to go to the subs, and this is going to get feisty. The first one I'm going to go to is the first one who came on is Ceballos. I thought he actually played really well after coming on, and he has some good moves, some good passes. He looked quicker on the ball, so I'm going to give him the second highest rating in this player rating. So I'm going to give Ceballos a 7. I thought he was quite good. The next one is David Luiz. He came on the 20th minute, and now I see why he was on the bench. Surprisingly, I actually did a video about David Luiz, and I can quickly say that I've actually regretted it. The reasons I gave in that video were okay, because I thought he was going to help the players, the youngsters, in terms of mentality, and he has won trophies before, and he has that experience. But the mistakes he makes, he has conceded, I think, 4 penalties this season against Watford, against Liverpool, against Manchester City. Now against Chelsea. 4 penalties conceded this season. 4, all away from home, all at crucial moments. 2 of them have resulted to red cards. The one against Chelsea, it was very early on. We had to struggle for the entire game to get a point. The one against Liverpool, we were only 1-0 behind, ended up losing by a lot of goals. Against Watford, we're actually going to win that game, fouled a play, and we ended up drawing. So every time he makes a mistake, and that is the problem with Arsenal. To be fair, I wasn't really keen on him joining Arsenal, but since he was joining, I was like, some fresh blood at Arsenal, I'll take that. But let's be honest, we were bad defensively and he made it worse. The likes of Mustafi, Xhaka, Luiz, Kolasinac, they are all prone to mistakes. You cannot depend on them for 90 minutes. One of them is going to make a silly mistake and you're going to actually regret it. Like we did today. I'm sure if we didn't get that red card, maybe Arteta had a plan for the second half. And before he made that mistake in the first half, we were playing really well. It looked like Arteta was going to bring on the big guns in the second half and maybe try and attack now. But Luiz ruined it all. Why just not clear the ball? What are you doing? And why foul Mahrez in that position? That's the same thing he did with Salah against Liverpool. And I think that is probably his last game at Arsenal. I can probably see him getting sold or just letting go of him. And I won't be sad about it because he is a terrible defender. So many mistakes. He's only good at passing and attacking. That's why I always say I think he should play as a midfielder. But even in that that Xhaka position, when you make a mistake, you're going to be in trouble. So 0 for David Luiz. Terrible, terrible. Cost us the game. The next one was Nelson, standard 5, didn't have much to do. Niles also standard 5. came on when the game was basically over with that injury with Garcia. I hope he's well. Good luck to him. Good luck to Xhaka too, and good luck to Pablo Mari. Lacazette also came on. Standard 5 for him. 5, yeah. Got the ball in a good position. Didn't really create anything, so I'm going to give him a 5. Next, I'm going to rate Arteta. To be honest, I didn't think it was his mistake. Yes, the starting lineup was a bit dodgy, but it had worked for the whole first half until Luiz made the mistake. We were kind of pressing because the intensity was really low in the game, but yeah, it had worked. Plus the way he gave the youngsters, the Willocks, the Sakas, an opportunity. It looked like he had a plan, but completely went out of the window with David Luiz making those mistakes. So to be fair, I'm going to give him a 5 for today. I don't think it was his mistake or his fault at all. So those are my player ratings for this game. I know we are really waiting for this game, but unfortunately, it has turned out how we actually expected it to turn out. Unfortunately, yes, deep inside we wanted us to outside we wanted us to win, but deep inside we knew we were not good enough for Man City, and this is like the 7th time we're losing 3-0 to Man City. Always. I was actually saying that we're actually going to finish the first half without conceding against Man City since like 2016, and we found a way to concede just 1 minute from the halftime whistle. So that was really a disaster class. But anyway, that was my player ratings. Let me know in the comment section who your best player was. Of course, it could have been Leno, but apart from him, which other performances caught your eye? Who was the worst player? Of course, I know you'd mentioned, but which other ones were terrible today for you? I'll have my Brighton versus Arsenal preview out on Thursday night. Watch out for that one. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.